Like, I wish Americans could have this much imagination, because what are we doing? It is so bad. I want to give it a 0, but that's not possible. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my tier ranking video. I'm gonna stop talking so you guys can finish the video. Bye. I've reset everything all over again, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, next up we have The Leftovers, which is a show I've been dying to watch and like dedicate my time to. The first time around I did not really connect with this show. I don't know why, even though I love the creator of the show. I'm a huge fan of Damon Lindelof, but Lost and The Leftovers, I just have not really found the thing in there that I like yet. But I'm gonna keep watching because I hear the second season is better, so we'll see. For this, I think it will go to good, but not for me. I see what they're doing, but yeah, not for me. Low-key, this is gonna go under good trash. I had a good time watching it, but I would not go back and rewatch it, if that makes sense. It did its job. I think out of all the Marvel shows, this one felt way more like a TV show. I feel like the other ones felt kind of like movies to me. Maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but I really like Loki. Shadow and Bone, not even a discussion. I started watching the first episode and I literally could not even. It is so bad. I want to give it a 0, but that's not possible. Grownish, good trash. I think it's a good time to watch it. It has some really interesting themes and it's very current. Servant, I began watching about 2 weeks ago again, and season 2 is really good, but like nothing is happening. Like the plot hasn't moved for like 5 episodes, but I'm like, I love these characters. I love what they're doing. It's really funny. Like for a horror show, I think this is like one of my favorite horror comedies. I don't watch a lot of horror comedies, but this show will get you laughing. If you're looking for something like that, check out Servant. Servant for me would be close to perfect. I just wish the plot would move further than where it is. Midnight Mass, good, but not for me. I'm a huge horror fan, but for this, it was a little bit too slow, and the monologues, oh my god. This show has like 10, 11-minute monologues of one person talking forever, and I'm like, no, that is not acceptable. And what they're saying isn't even that fascinating, so I'm like, dude, you need to be more succinct with your shows. Venom, I really like the concept, and I love anything that's like supernatural, fantasy, give it to me. But I felt like when he turned to Venom, the dialogue was like one of the worst things I've ever seen in a movie in my life. It was so bad. Like the dialogue, like whoever writes the dialogue for Venom, the monster, needs to go back to school. Like, I don't even know. Like, it literally made me so mad I stopped watching. I could not even finish the first movie. Good, but not for me. Hellbound, I know where this is going. I would say close to perfect. I love how they weaved religious themes with this supernatural element and with the monsters. It was very original. I think Korean shows are so original, man. Like, I wish Americans could have this much imagination, because what are we doing? I have 3 shows on my top 10 list that are all Korean shows. That just goes to tell you what we're dealing with here. I feel like Korean shows are very imaginative and they take risks and try to do things that haven't been done. I wish American TV shows could do that. Only Murders in the Building. I liked seeing Selena Gomez. It was a cute show, but not really worth my time, so I'll say good, but not for me. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, literally could not even make it past the first episode. Actually, I did finish it, but it was not a fun time. It was really not for me. Superman and Lois, I would say good trash. I only saw 1 episode of this, and I liked the dynamic of the family, and the character development was superb, but I feel like I've seen this show before. I don't know what it is, but like, it's good, but I don't want to give it a time of day because I don't know. What If? No. Literally, I watched the first episode and yeah, no. I keep saying that, I just realized. Pig, I watched the first 45 minutes of it. It's a cute story. I would say it's good trash. Like the movie doesn't take itself too seriously, even though the poster looks very serious. I think they do have some comedic elements in it that I liked, but the plot is kind of but I do like the characters. I do love me some Nicolas Cage. American Horror Story. So this is the spin-off of American Horror Story, and this is an anthology series which I really actually liked. I would say it was good trash. It wasn't anything mind-blowing, but I really enjoyed watching it. Sweet Tooth, Man, good but not for me. I think it could have been way better. The concept was very interesting, but the execution just kind of like lulled a little bit for me. So no, which is kind of sad because I think this show was created by the creators of Hap and Leonard, which is like one of my favorite shows ever. So it was kind of disappointing to see that I did not really connect with the story that much. But this kid like killed the role. Industry, good but not for me. I like the aspect of these kids slash young adults working in a very like buttoned up financial environment. I really related to that because I worked at a talent agency which was very buttoned up and very intense, and I like that aspect of it. I felt like they had a lot of gratuitous nudity and sexual situations and drug usage that was like not warranted and not really pushing the story forward in any way. I have no plans on going back to this. Sorry, Dad. Reservation Dogs. I really don't like shows with teenagers who are like rebels. Like it does something to me. That's literally the worst thing you could ever give me to watch. I hate anything with angsty teenagers in it. Cannot do it. I just don't think it's for me. Physical. So my friend Courtney recommended I check out this show. It's basically about this woman who's not very confident in her own body. She is like obsessed with how she looks because she wants to like dance on TV. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but they have this scene in there that literally was like triggering to me. Like after I watched that scene, I looked at myself different in the mirror. So it just wasn't healthy for me to keep watching this show. So I'm gonna put it under good but not for me. Escape Room 2. I think I like the first one better, so I'm just gonna put it under good trash. It was a nice watch, nice hang with these characters. I love the two main characters. 9 Perfect Strangers had a lot of potential, but I don't know, I just had better things to watch. I loved seeing Regina Hall in this. She was a standout to me. And also Melissa McCartney is always just on top of her game, which was great to see. I would put this under good trash. This is Don't Breathe Part 1, and to me it was just good trash. So This Is Us. I really enjoyed last year's season of This Is Us. I think it deserves to be in I would say good trash. It was good, but I think they've had better earlier seasons. Secret Life of College Girls, good but not for me. Malcolm and Marie. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Zendaya, I don't know. Zendaya, I don't want to say anything else about that. Evil is one of my favorite horror shows ever made. It's up there with Servant, so I'm gonna put close to perfect, even though the last season wasn't as good as the first. I did really love their silent episode. If you have to watch any episode of Evil, just pick the silent episode. They filmed an entire episode with little to no dialogue, and it was a mood. I think it was ranked like one of the best episodes of the year. The ending of last season kind of blew me though. I don't want to spoil it, but I was not happy. Arcane, I've heard so much about this show. I watched the first episode and I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I think I just need to like go back and keep watching it. So I'm gonna put it under, I wouldn't say it was close to perfect? Not for me. So I'll put it under good trash. I'm sorry, don't come for me, internet. I know the internet loves this show. I'm gonna watch it and maybe it might move up to close to perfect or even masterpiece. Gossip Girl. This show was a surprise to me. If you know me, you know Gossip Girl was like the show that got me into TV. So this was surprisingly really good and I got really obsessed with it last year. So I'm gonna put this under close to perfect, even though they had their faults. Actually, good trash. Nope, close to perfect is a stretch. All Rise. Let's see. I think I want to put All Rise under good trash as well. I love the characters very much. I just wish they showed more of her and her best friend together because I ship them so hard. You don't even understand. A Boy Called Christmas. This is gonna have to be a good trash. It was entertaining. I loved the ending of it, but it was a tough hang for like the first half of it. La Brea, good trash. I think it had some very entertaining plot points. I only watched the first episode, mind you. The CGI looked subpar, but I don't think it was that bad of a show. I don't think it was that bad. Rebel. I love me some Katie Siegel. So Rebel was a show I had to watch. And I watched, I think, the first 7 episodes, but like stopped watching because I think it got canceled. But Rebel is gonna have to be good trash. It could use some work. That's what that means. Good Trouble. This season had some interesting moments. I loved the episode where they went to visit, I think it was Jamie's family for some reason, and they had to like dress up in the little German outfits. That episode is like highly underrated in my opinion. Yeah, I really loved it. It was like a bottle episode. The Kissing Booth 3, close to perfect. Because it's the final movie, I would give it some grace, and also because I love me some Joey King, give me Joey. This movie is literally one of like my favorite movie series ever. Probably the only one who likes it, but honestly they made 3 movies, so I'm not the only one, but I'm obsessed. I am literally hooked on this universe, and one day when they make a TV show, y'all should hire me to write on this show because I would kill it. The 3rd movie reminds me so much of The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is one of my favorite books as a teen, and I think Netflix is making that also, so I'm super stoked. If they cast Joey King as Belly, it's over for y'all. That would make my year. Landscapers, I checked out for like the first 30 minutes. I thought it was pretty good, so I'm gonna put it under close to perfect because I love the performances, I love the storyline, but the pacing was kind of slow. Cruel Summer, I would say close to perfect. It was honestly one of my favorite shows of last year. I love how they structured their storytelling and also the originality and like the cliffhangers. I think this year I really got into mystery shows. Usually I'm just like, I don't care. I just love character-driven stuff. But mystery shows have been creeping up on me. He's All That, starring Addison Rae and this guy. I had to watch this. Like I said, I worked in the TikTok world. This is part of my job. No, actually I would have still watched it because I do love Addison. But let's put her under good trash. It was a good movie, had some cringy moments, but overall it did the job. It did the job it was supposed to do. Succession, honestly, I fell in love with Succession last year. Masterpiece. The theme song, you heard it here first. The Succession theme song is going to be the song I walk down the aisle to. I love how they integrate that theme song into like high energy / very dramatic scenes. I think that theme song can elevate anything. Sopranos, this is like OG TV recommendation. You have to watch this if you're a TV fan, but God, is it a tough hang. I've tried like 3 times and I cannot do it. I can't. But one day I'm gonna have the motivation / brain power to watch The Sopranos. I'm gonna put it under good, but not for me. Hawkeye was literally one of the worst things I've seen in 2021. No, like this looked like a movie and it should have been a movie. So I don't know why they felt the need to stretch this out for like 7 freaking episodes or whatever the hell it was. I've tried getting into Sex and the City because I feel like I do love me some female character driven shows sometimes, but I just never got into it. I don't know what it was or what it is. Yeah, I also could not get into the And Just Like That. The concept seemed cool. I like these 3 women, but the storyline just kind of felt like all over the place for me. So I'm gonna put this under good, but not for me. But Abbott Elementary, I only watched 1 episode of it. I think this would be under good trash. I think you could watch and binge this just for fun. Yellowstone. Someone please explain to me why Yellowstone is the #1 show on TV right now, because I cannot comprehend. I tried watching this show and very slow, nothing happened for a while, and they kept having conversations that I did not know what they were about, and then it ended and I was like, oh, okay, this is a show, I guess. It's been described as Succession but in the country. And I guess if I give it like another episode or 2, I might get into it. I just need someone who's like a strong Yellowstone fan to pitch it to me and make me want to watch this. Right now, I'm not really seeing it, so I'm just gonna do good, but not for me. Ordinary Joe was just basic AF, so I'm gonna put this under good trash. I like the lead though, he's very likable. Tick, tick, boom. I think Andrew Garfield is a terrific performer, but there's something about him lately that I cannot get over. I don't know what it is. I cannot put my finger on it. My friend told me he lost his mom, but there's like a manic energy that's coming from him that makes me feel uncomfortable when I watch. That being said, I'm gonna put this under good, but not for me. Heels. Heels was created by the guy who made Loki as well, and I really enjoyed the first couple of episodes, so I'm gonna put this under Alice in Borderland. Alice in Borderland was also one of my favorite shows of 2021. So I'm gonna put this under near perfect because it was great. The Chair, good but not for me. Yeah, good but not for me. I really was turned off by the romance aspect. Big Sky, I have a love-hate relationship with this show because I love me some Kylie Bunbury. Like, if you know me, Twisted is the ish. I love me some Twisted. But the show itself can be a tough hang if you don't love these people. I just watched it for Kylie Bunbury's performance in this, and she was pretty good. So I will put this under good trash for sure. Good trash. This video is literally one of the longest things I've ever filmed in my life. Coming to America. This was pretty good. I think it was close to perfect. Loved it. Luca was a really cute movie. I really enjoyed this. So I'll put this to close to perfect. Could have been better. Anything that has to do with mermaids, count me in. Spider-Man Far From Home. Nope. No Way Home. Too much homes. No Way Home, Far From Home, Homecoming. What else is there? What's going to be the next one? Let's predict it right now. Spider-Man, Home Alone. I would watch Spider-Man Home Alone, to be honest. Like, imagine him and Zendaya being stuck in like a house and then there's like all these bad guys trying to break in. I'd watch. Yeah, I'm gonna put this under close to perfect. Loved seeing all the Spider-Mans. Again, Andrew Garfield, there was something about him that was like, this man is going through something. But I did love seeing the first Spider-Man. Raya and the Last Dragon was surprisingly superb. So I'm gonna put it close to perfect. I loved Aquafina. Aquafina played a horse. What was she? She played like a unicorn in this movie. She voiced that character, and honestly, I could not see anyone voicing that character ever. Like, she owned that role. Like, Aquafina is growing on me as a performer. Like, she's incredible. Mr. Corman, good but not for me. Flow characters were kind of flat in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. It got canceled too, so I'm not that Lupin. My weird flex is I can say Lupin. Lupin was near perfect. I loved seeing a black man just living his life and, you know, doing his thing. Call My Agent. This is a French show as well. It's basically set in the world of talent agencies that manage actors, and it was near perfect, to be honest. I really enjoyed the show, and the writing is just... French shows are doing something great, and I need to like pay more attention to it. I need to go back to watch this show though. It's been a minute. New Amsterdam. Funny story. I love the guy who plays the main character in this. Can't remember his name, but I ship him with the black girl in this show. And when I saw that they were getting together finally, I literally clicked on season 3 like my life depended on it and had to see them together, and it was worth it. But that wasn't enough to keep me watching because the show kind of drags and the problems are not that interesting. Good trash. Call Me Kat was surprisingly very cute and endearing and really funny too. I love the short white grandpa. You guys know what I'm talking about. Who's like in every comedy show. Like, that man is phenomenal actor, and I wish like someone would give him his own show. I'd call it good trash. Sweet Home. I only watched 1 episode, but it was near perfect to me. I really loved it. Mayor of Easttown. My mystery taste is evolving because of Mayor of Easttown now. I really love the mystery and just, you know, trying to guess who did it. I really enjoy that aspect of it. That was the only thing I cared about in this show. The characters were okay. Like, Kate Winslet, to me, like, she did an okay job in this show. I don't think she's like a phenomenal actress. I did really love her best friend. I think she was doing some interesting stuff with her character. So I'm gonna put this to good trash. I'm sorry. It wasn't that good. Ghosts. This is a show I found randomly on HBO Max, and I clicked on it, and surprisingly it was really funny. It has very dry comedy, so I'm not usually a fan of dry comedy, but it was a nice hang. So I'm gonna put this to good but not for me. Fantasy Island. I'm a huge fan of like old school TV, and I had watched a couple of episodes of the original Fantasy Island and really loved it. This is definitely a subpar version of Fantasy Island. It did have some very fascinating episodes that I really loved, but I don't know. I would put this under good trash. Modern Love. I've tried several times to get into this, but I could not do it. I can't even explain it, but no. The Big Leap starring Scott Foley. I love me some Scott Foley. Jake from Scandal is literally one of my favorite characters ever. But this show, man, it was a lot of just cliched storylines. I only watched like the first 15 minutes, could not even make it past. But I would put this under maybe good, but not for me. It's a Christmas dance reunion starring Monique Coleman and Corbin Bleu was really good. I love Lifetime movies unironically and like just like accepting that, you know, it's gonna be predictable, but there's something endearing about that. My sister described it like this. She was like, with Lifetime and Hallmark movies, there's like less stress involved. You're not like on your seat trying to guess what's gonna happen. It's just like, you know, and like it's expected, and it's kind of therapeutic to like know what's coming. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like have Lifetime and Hallmark movies be a part of my self-care routine. So for this, I'm gonna say good trash. I watched Harlem, which stars Megan Good, and it was surprisingly a really good show. Tyler Perry is a producer on this show, or maybe a writer. I don't really know if he wrote it or he created it. It's kind of addicting. I watched like 2 episodes the other night, and I might keep watching this. Like, I might mess around and like watch all of Harlem. Station 11. So I listened to the Watch podcast, and the 2 hosts on that show love Station 11. Like, literally said like this show is their favorite show of 2021, and it wasn't even completely out yet, which is, it confuses me. But I can see that. I mean, if you like something, you like something. You don't need to see all of it, right? But I watched the first 2 episodes of this show, and when I tell you, like the first episode when the main character guy was leading this young kid to his house, I don't know why no one's talking about that. That is literal kidnapping. Even if he knew at that point that the world was ending, like, there's still some protocols. Like, call the cops. Ask for someone's phone and call this child's parents. Like, that kid had a phone that was working. Little things like that just annoyed me about this show. Honestly, don't know what was going on like 50% of the time, but will not keep watching. Not even good. I wouldn't call Station 11 good. I would not recommend this to anyone. So I would say it's just like an immediately no for me. I have to say Shang-Chi surprised me a little bit. I really liked it. I would put it under close to perfect. Close to perfect. I just wanted to see more of a development in his character. I love the storyline of it. It was just a beautiful movie to watch. But I think the character of Shang-Chi just needed more development. The Heart of the Fall was a good movie, but what I loved the most about the movie was not even the storyline. I love the soundtrack. This movie has literally let me just make sure anything comes to mind. It literally has like the most creative and innovative soundtrack of a movie I've ever seen that isn't a Disney movie. Like, this movie took some risks with the music, and the music just complements the storyline so perfectly. I highly recommend you watch it just for the music. It has some cool performances from Dion Cole. Dion Cole surprised me in this movie. I was like, I literally could not even recognize him because he was just like so good in this. I want to see him in more dramatic roles. For this, I'll say it was close to perfect because of the soundtrack. Insecure, I would say it was good trash for the final season. It was an okay final season. I wasn't like looking forward to every episode, and I felt it kind of dragged on a little bit, but I was very happy with the finale. Honestly, don't care who she ended up with. Honestly, I think I'm also team Daniel. Like, I miss Daniel. Like, I want to see that actor more on my screen. So in an alternate universe, I want to see Issa and Daniel together, even though the ethics of that is very wrong. And then WandaVision, the last show on this list. WandaVision is gonna have to go to good trash. Good. I don't know. It's gonna be I need to be decisive. Good, but not for me. I don't think I would do a WandaVision rewatch ever. That's why it's down here. I think they tried their best to honor the TV medium. I think you could tell that the person who made this show loved TV, but I feel like the marvelness of wanting to preserve big information or monumental information till the end of the show just kind of like killed the show for me. Like, TV is not about the end, it's about the journey. And if you're not making a show with an interesting journey, then you should just go make movies. But there you have it. This is my tiered list of the shows I watched in 2021. Looking at the masterpiece TV shows I watched, which is only 2, I feel like 2021 was a very terrible TV year. I don't know if I'm the only one who's experiencing it as that, but I miss the days when like TV shows were good. I've had just such a horrible time finding good shows to watch. I'm usually the person who's like giving out recommendations left and right, like, oh my god, there's too much TV. These days, there's so much TV that's bad, downright horrible, or just subpar. I think we've definitely like left that golden age of TV, even though we do have like a couple shows that are still in it. But compared to the other shows that were on in like the 2010s, 2021 just did not do it for me. Which is really sad because I love TV and movies. I love movies too, but movies have been bad, like we all know that. I expect more from my TV. Just to wrap up everything, I want to share with you guys my top 10 TV shows of the year. My top 10 TV shows of the year in no particular order are Succession, Squid Game, American Horror Story Double Feature Part 1, Kingdom, It's a Sin, Better Call Saul, Alice in Borderland, Gossip Girl, Cruel Summer, and Lupin. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I offended anyone's favorite TV show in this video, I am sorry. Oh, please like and subscribe if you like this video, and also turn on post notifications so you can see when I upload new videos. See you in the next video. Bye.